This is the new me. My new persona, VisionOS 26 for Apple Vision Pro. Yeah, it's not exactly there, but it's looking a lot better than it did before. But man, VisionOS 26, what they've done with this product, if you tried it 5, 6, 7 months ago, maybe a year ago, and you're like, I'm not too sure if this is for me, right? Because it's expensive, I get that. And it's more of a content consumption device more than content creation. But things are changing in VisionOS 26 in a big way. Let's talk about some of the top line features to know about if you want to revisit this product, or maybe you're a little unsure. This may change your mind. Let's get down to it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. First and foremost, the new persona. The entire video is not going to be like this, guys. I'm just kind of showing you the beginning of it and the new persona, and then I'll go back to my normal camera. But just to give you an idea of the detail and how much better this looks than the previous persona, man, this is a night and day difference. I mean, the skin texture, the lighting, the details on the eyebrows, the lips, the structure of the face, even the ears look so much better. Now, the teeth are not exactly accurate. The hair is not exactly accurate. But again, this is developer beta 1. It's going to get better. But already, this is a huge, huge improvement. So when you're doing your Microsoft Teams meetings or Google Meets or FaceTime for that matter, and you're talking to clients or friends, you're not going to look too like out there, so to speak. Because whenever I would do these meetings, the reaction from people, because I use Vision Pro most of the time for my online meetings, is like, are you real or not? So yeah, it's one of those things where this looks a lot more realistic. And I think people probably at the beginning may not know it's not exactly you. I have to try this out. I haven't done a meeting yet, but nonetheless, this is the new persona in VisionOS 26. Now let's talk about widgets for a second. Widgets are interesting because widgets some people like them, some people don't, but when you go into VisionOS 26, this is a very immersive kind of a widget experience. You can take your room and you can make it your own. Now, I was in a hotel room a few days ago. I was actually on this Porsche experience trip in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I had a very beautiful room. But I thought, let's make it a little bit more homey, a little bit more me. So I put on Vision Pro, activated some of the widgets. I had a photo of my partner, a different photo album there. I had a different window with a photo, which is Spatial. Then I had the music on the wall, and I was trying different things. And it's really cool how you can just make this your own. And there's going to be more widgets coming from developers out there as time goes on. Again, this is developer beta 1. But already it's so interactive, and the way that you can see how they sit inside the wall and you can look around, especially like a panoramic image, for example, or just a spatial image, there's a lot of work and a lot of engineering that went behind this. And it's something that you need to experience and see to really appreciate it. Again, this may not be for you. I mean, widgets aren't the number one thing about VisionOS 26, but it gives you a peek into what Apple wants to do with this. They want to make this product an extension of your world, not live in this world, but when you have it on, that you feel more at home. It's not about technology so much as about warmth and inviting, and it just brings you into a familiar surroundings. That's the best way I can put it. But anyway, now let's talk about Spatial. Now we've seen this a little bit with photos, but you can do this even more so with video and with websites. Let's put on Vision Pro and check this out. By the way, I still like my Anna Pro band right here. Very comfortable. All right, so let's go into Safari here for a second. We are in Condé Nast Traveler, and you can scroll on here and you can see everything. This looks normal like we see it on Vision Pro. This icon here is spatial browsing. Now, what it does is kind of brings the website to you, a little bit of a glow around you, and it just kind of brings you closer to the content. You can scroll around on it, you can see different things, and you can actually scroll with your eyes now. So you can see that? I'm scrolling my eyes in the corners, and up on top and then down. It's not 100%. This will get better over time. But again, it's probably easier just to pinch and go up and down like this right now. But this gives you an idea. Then when you want to go out of it, hit those arrows and you're back into your environment. Now, if you want to see what it looks like for video, CP button. So now we're in Spatial for YouTube. Look how cool this is. I get to know on that one, but for the most part, it's a very intuitive camera. This is awesome. If you're new to OM systems like myself, I think you spend a couple days. This is a different way to consume content. Again, it's like your own little movie theater here. No distractions around you. It looks fantastic. This is really cool. Now let's talk about spatial images, because this is something new to VisionOS 26 in a very different way. Check this out. So you have the icon there, I got the spatial scene as it's got the image kind of popped out. We've seen this before, but now we've got immersive. So now it brings the image to me. I'm looking around this. You've got this halo effect where I'm now with this image in a very organic and natural way. But just look how it pops from the background here. I mean, this is fantastic what Apple's been able to do with this technology. I mean, this is really, really something. And then when you want to get out of it, just tap, exit view, and you're back to your normal image. Now let's talk about 360 content. This is going to be quite interesting because if you have an Insta360 X5, X4, X3, or let's say a GoPro 360 camera, you can do some really cool stuff. And I'm going to give you an example of what this was from a recent drive I did. I talked about that I went on this Porsche drive, and here is a video. Look at this. You can get a little motion sickness with this, okay? So especially on a driving thing like this, and I'm kind of driving a bit fast on these roads through Chiang Mai. But looking down, you can see the bottled water there, the seats. I'm in the GTS-T hybrid from Porsche. Looking around the back seat, I have everything here. I don't know exactly how to set this up in Insta360 Studio so where you can actually just start looking right here. So it starts based on, I guess, wherever the camera angle is, which is at this pillar, and then you have to sort of move your body around. But I see myself over here driving the car, all the details. I can see the console, I can see Apple CarPlay, I can see the clock, all that here, all this detail in this 360 element. And it's very easy to do. And I'll show you how to do that really quickly on the desktop for the Insta360 Studio, how to set this up if you already have this content. But how awesome is this? Vision Pro hair, as they call it. It's a thing. Anyway, I'm going to walk you guys through how to set this up or how to work with this on Insta360 Studio. This is actually very, very easy to do. You have your files that you have here, your 360 files, right? Your INSV files. You drop it down here. Now, if you see it this way, don't worry about that. You can just click on this button here, and then you actually have the exact view. Now, in the app, you can turn this around, and I tried to add a keyframe to sort of lock myself here, but for whatever reason, it wants to start here. Someone probably knows this better than I do. Now, all you do is when you're done, click on export. You can color grade or do it however you want. And you set this up as Apple Vision Pro panel. You have TikTok panel, YouTube panel, MetaQuest panel, Vision Pro panel is already here. Click on that already. And you can choose the recommended resolution. You want to go 8K if you shoot in 8K. Always shoot in 8K on your Insta360 X5, X4, whatever you can with 8K. Always max it out because the way that it works is still going to be around 4K thereabouts, but the way that the two lenses work, 8K will give you the max resolution. H.265, it's setting the bitrate at 100. I've maxed this bitrate out to 188. It still looked really good. So again, it's not necessary, but to each their own. Then you export it, then you're good to go. Now, I was watching another YouTube video, and this guy was saying that you want to sort of do some media encoding on your MP4 because you want to change it to MOV. I found that you don't have to do that necessarily. You can import an MP4 file, just airdrop it into Vision Pro, and it will convert it for you if it needs to convert it. It automatically detects the file and it will do it. Or you can do it this way as well. Again, to each their own. It's not a necessity. I think Vision Pro sort of backs you up on that, but MP4 files work, MOV files work. I think once it detects the 360 video, it sort of does its magic on the back end, so no need to worry about that. So let's get back on this because we want to talk about sharing. This is where I think Apple's planning a lot more for Vision Pro than we can think about right now. Whatever your app you're in or whatever you're doing, let's go to Disney Plus here for a second. I don't know if you can share this or not. Let's find out. So let's say I want to share this. I click on this share icon. Now you have FaceTime. If you have somebody with Vision Pro, you can share that with them as well. Then you guys can watch content together from what I understand. I haven't watched content like this with anybody because I don't know anybody that knows Vision Pro, but you can do that, right? But even with somebody with FaceTime on their phone, you can share this content with them and they can watch with you, which is really cool. But they talked about sharing it on Vision Pro. That made me think about this for a second. Vision Pro here again. Obviously, Vision Pro is a pricey device. We've already talked about that. What if Apple is designing something to be less expensive, more for the masses? And this sharing concept would make a lot of sense. So you could have a Vision Pro or Vision, whatever it's going to be called. I'm just guessing, right? Just just speculating, in your household, or let's say you have coworkers, you're working on a project together, you want to look at documents, or you want to look at things. Now, yeah, you could do that through, Microsoft Teams and Zoom, but what about if you can interact with them and be hands-on with them as much as possible in this immersive element? That would be absolutely amazing. And I only seen that in one other time, and that was with the Microsoft HoloLens. But that was a very the graphics there were a bit more rudimentary, wasn't like what we're seeing out of VisionOS. But in this environment, to be able to share that content, how much you would get done with the team member, project manager, or maybe you just want to share with somebody, like you're overseas and you want to share images or videos or watch a movie together with your loved one. And you could do that all through this. That's pretty wicked. These are some of the updates in VisionOS. There are going to be a lot more coming. This is a developer beta 1, but I just want to highlight these kind of 4 or 5 just to give you an idea of what you can do in this. I hope more app developers come on board to really update it. I hope Google comes on with a proper YouTube app and Netflix, et cetera, because these things, there's workarounds with them, but it's not the same as having a native app, and hopefully they do that very, very soon. Anyway, guys, that's it. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. More content coming along the way. I love this device, guys. The things you can do with it are absolutely amazing. So with that, take care, stay safe, and I'll chat to you soon.